In the 1990s, Sanyo was everywhere. In your TV, your fridge, your Walkman knockoff. By 2011, the name was gone. Most people will tell you Lehman Brothers killed it. That's not what the documents say. Sanyo Electric was founded in 1947 by Toshio Iu, the brother-in-law of Panasonic's founder, Konosuke Matsushita. For decades, Sanyo wasn't just a competitor to Panasonic, it grew into one of Japan's big three electronics makers, alongside Panasonic and Sharp. By the 1990s, Sanyo had quietly become a world leader in something most consumers never noticed: rechargeable batteries. It also built a major solar panel business. This is important. Remember the batteries. They're the real story here. Here's where the official story gets uncomfortable. In October 2004, a major earthquake hit Niigata Prefecture and crushed one of Sanyo's semiconductor plants. That alone would have been a bad year. But instead of fully recognizing the damage, Sanyo appears to have deferred roughly 190 billion yen in subsidiary stock losses, reporting only about 50 billion yen, a quarter of the real number. By fiscal year 2005, the company posted a net loss of 205 billion yen. In February 2007, Japan's Asahi Shimbun broke the story on its front page. Sanyo was suspected of large-scale accounting fraud. Within 2 months, both of Sanyo's top leaders were gone. Chairman Tomoyo Nanaka, a former television newscaster brought in specifically to fix the company, and President Toshimasa Iu, grandson of the founder himself. This wasn't a rounding error, and it wasn't caused by Wall Street. This was a Japanese natural disaster, a cover-up, and an investigative newspaper story, 4 full years before Lehman Brothers even became a household name. Let's look at what Japanese business media actually reported at the time, not the simplified Western headlines. Toyo Keizai Online ran a headline that translates to, "The financial trio tightens its grip. Sanyo Electric heads toward purging the EU family." That's not a Western business press framing. That's the Japanese press describing what was really happening in 2006 and 2007. The banks that bailed Sanyo out weren't just lenders anymore. They held over 60% of voting rights, and the founding family that had run this company since 1947 was being pushed out of its own boardroom. This is 2 full years before the financial crisis even started, and it's the part almost no English language retelling of Sanyo's story includes. So by 2008, Sanyo was already wounded, years before Lehman Brothers collapsed. The financial crisis pushed Sanyo back into a loss of over 90 billion yen, and that's the moment Panasonic moved in. But here's the part most retellings miss. Panasonic wasn't rescuing a charity case. Sanyo held the world's largest share of lithium-ion rechargeable batteries, one of the few genuinely high-growth, high-margin segments left in Japanese electronics. Panasonic was only the world's 5th largest battery maker at the time. Absorb Sanyo, and Panasonic would instantly control roughly 40% of the global battery market. Add Sanyo's solar panel business, second only to Sharp domestically, and this stopped looking like a bailout. It looked like Panasonic buying the one asset that could define the next decade of the battery industry: electric vehicles. The final price tag, approximately 810 billion yen, about $9 billion. Panasonic didn't just acquire a fallen competitor. It acquired the battery supply chain for what would become the EV era. So, when people say Sanyo collapsed because of the financial crisis, they're skipping 4 years of the actual story: a 2004 earthquake, a cover-up of the damage that followed, a 2007 newspaper investigation that took down both of Sanyo's top executives, and a 2006 bailout that quietly handed control of the company to 3 banks, years before Lehman Brothers even existed as a household name. The financial crisis didn't kill Sanyo. It was the final blow to a company that had already lost control of its own boardroom. And the company that ultimately absorbed it wasn't rescuing a dying brand. It was buying the battery technology that Sanyo had quietly built into a world-leading business, long before anyone was talking about electric vehicles. The Sanyo name disappeared. The batteries and the market position they built didn't. If you want to see another Japanese electronics giant that vanished almost overnight, but for a completely different reason, the Awa story is coming up next. Subscribe if you want the version of Japanese business history that goes past the headlines.